Louis Anderson, and Benjamin Garcia is at loose forward. And on the bench for the Catalan side, Julian Busquet, Jason Baitieri, Mikel Simon had a couple of seasons at Wakefield, very successful seasons, and Ulrich de Costa completes the bench for coach Laurent Freyssinou. Now then, Wakefield, by contrast, in really good form. They've won 3 of the last 4. They beat Lee last week. That was a good comeback performance. Not surprisingly, they keep the same 17, just a bit of a change in the forwards. But Scott Griggs is at fullback. And it's Ben Jones-Bishop, Joe Arundel, Bill Tupu, Tom Johnston, Sam Williams had a spell at the Catalan Dragons in 2014, and Liam Finn. In the forwards, David Fafita. Kyle Wood starts this week. He was on the bench against Lee. Mitch Allgood, Danny Kerman, who captains the side, Matty Ashurst and Tinarau Arona. And then on the bench for Wakefield, you've got Jacob Miller, Keegan Hurst, Craig Hubie and Dean Hadley. He started last week. He's on the bench this week. And the coach is Chris Chester. Two sides lining up in the tunnel, and among those, some key performers who'll be directing operations. But it'll be the forwards, as ever, with the Catalan Dragons, who'll take some stopping.
The forwards, and predominantly Paul Ayton, he makes that middle unit work for the Catalan Dragons. He's an ex-Wakefield player, as you already mentioned, Bill. Had a disastrous 2016. The disaster, only 12 appearances throughout the entire year as a Catalan Dragons, but so far played in every single round as hooker. He leads them around the pitch. He needs a commanding presence in this game. He needs to make sure his forwards get good service, and the forwards likewise lay that platform for the back division.
And it'll be Sam Moe in particular, Barry. I got myself along to the Mendajos Jungle last Sunday to see Catalan Dragons, I should say, take on the Castleford Tigers. They went 14-0 up, and a big part of that was Sam Moe just coming into the picture there. He's quick play of the ball, he's squat, he's rotund, he gets down low to the ground, he's hard to put on his back. So if he gets a quick play of the ball, Paul Ayton, as you mentioned, he will scoot out of the dummy half position and he will get the Catalan Dragons going forward. More than any other Dragons forward, Samoa is the key to their forward momentum. I'll be very interested to see what Chris Chester and the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats come up with this evening to counter that.
Well,
sorry, I've done it again.
We've had drama already this afternoon. Quick word about that Warrington comeback against Hull, because that was some turnaround, wasn't it? 20 points to 8 down. That's destined for another defeat.
Well, you got a side looking for their first win, their first points of the season. And Hull went ahead through Albert Kelly, Jay Connor and Jamie Shaw tries. Matty Russell did get one back for Warrington, but it was 20 points to 4 built to Hull FC with just a minute to go in the first half. And then Russell got his second try, 20 points today. Little bit of hope for Warrington Wolves at half-time, but the way they were playing the first 40 minutes, you wouldn't give them a chance. Well, they came back, leveled the game, 22 points apiece, and it was Warrington that finished with a wet sail, really. Had 3 drop goal efforts. All of them went wide. They get 1 competition point, but they'll get a lot of heart out of their second half performance.
Catalan Dragons need a big performance, and that man in the middle there, Bernard Gouache, will be anticipating that, will be expecting that from his underachieving side, who have slipped down the table. At the end of February, they were 3rd in the table. They are now 9th. The teams in Perpignan just acknowledging with a minute's applause the passing of the former French international and Treys Catalan player Michel Bardes, who passed away just recently. And that's the applause in Perpignan, and the Catalan supporters will be hoping that they'll be applauding a victory, because they haven't seen one for several weeks now. They thought they were going to see one when They were 14-0 up against the Widnes Vikings, but they let that one slip. Slip being the operative word, because it was a horrible day.
Dreadful conditions, and you're right, Bill, they haven't had much to applaud.
Yeah,
And what the Catalan Dragons were doing at the beginning of the year was probably going through the hands of Greg Bird, and Greg Bird has been missing, and that slump in form could be attributed to Greg Bird not being available, but it doesn't make the game today.
Phil got me.
What Catalan have got to do is try to find a way to win without Greg Bird.
Phil.
Gareth Ewer is the referee. His first Super League appearance of the season, in actual fact. A busy man, has a full-time job, and has decided to spend his weekend in Perpignan, which is not a bad idea, really, although the weather is not. It looks sunny now, but it has been raining earlier in the day. There's quite a stiff breeze blowing as they're ready to get underway at the Stade Gilbert Brutus. Wakefield kick the game off, and Wakefield looking to continue this great run of form. As I said, they won 3 of the last 4. They beat the Lee Centurions last week, although if they start this one as they started the game against Lee, then they might pay for it.
Yeah, lucky in the end, Bill, to get themselves out of that hole in front of the Sky Sports cameras. 24-12 down at half-time to Lee. Lee looked good. Wakefield with 3 second-half tries have made it 3 wins, as you say, out of the last 4 games. That blip against the Leeds Rhinos, but when you saw the standard of Leeds' recent performances accentuated last night with their win over Wigan, maybe the result that night for Wakefield wasn't as bad as we first thought.
Justin Horrow playing the ball. He's back in the side. Richie Myler trying to burst through. He's in a great run of form at the moment. There's 4 tries in his 6 games so far this season. First kick in the game down the middle of the field, and Ben Jones-Bishop just taking a chance there. Ayton with a tackle on one of Ayton, a former Wakefield man.
Wakefield trying to work the way out of the danger zone. A good first set for the Catalan Dragons. Made a couple of changes to the starting lineup. They went big against Castleford, and therefore they tired on 20-25 minutes. That's when the Tigers managed to score all those tries. An important start for both teams.
Wakefield's first set of 6 then, and 8th place in the table. It's been a good first couple of months for them, and now we're into April. Here is big David Fafita.
He's another player that gets in the starting lineup, put in some really impressive performances over the last couple of weeks. He's a big man to handle.
Has he got a tennis shoe on?
It certainly looks at as Bosker feels that kick. I think he's actually lost the boot, as David Fafita.
He hasn't, Bill. He's got one white, one black one.
David, wait.
There you go.
You could be right there. You are right.
Holy moly.
Dave, move! Hold the 10 minutes,
What's all that
wait!
I think a boot got left behind at Leeds Bradford, or wherever it was. Wakefield doing the now customary in and out in the day, jump on the plane, jump off it, play the game, and head back home. I wonder if it'll be that simple in a couple of years' time. We'll leave that for another day.
Wait, Dave,
Here is Justin Horrow. Paul Ayton. Myler on that stray pass, and one or 2 of the Catalan players look at each other, and you're going to get that, I'll get it. And it's Louis Anderson who does pick it up in his 10th Super League season as the ball is spilled, and Myler looks at Anderson and says, what do you expect me to do with that?
Fuad Yaha has to get that right, has to get that right. It's too low. Richie Myler can't regather it. And the Trinity side are straight on the attack.
Big Louis Anderson's partner, it was Fuad Yaha with the pass. Here is David Fafita, did have a brief spell playing in France. Played for Limoux in 2014. Lesignan it was, knew began with an L.
Another sloppy shift from Wakefield, both sides. We've only got 3.5 minutes on the clock. They haven't really got into the rhythm of this game. Certainly not the intense start that both teams would have prepared for.
Danny Kermond, the Wakefield captain, plays that ball. Keeps it alive. Grix now. Grix looking for an offload, just loses ground. Horrow again doing the tackling. It's on the last and thin. makes time for the kick. Crossfield, Bosk is underneath it. And the 33-year-old long server, the longest serving Catalan player now, claims that ball.
A good take from Thomas Bosch. There's a mistake here. Ian Thornley in contact loses the ball, but we're going to pay credit to Liam Finn at the back end of that set for Wakefield. Sloppy, a few balls on the floor. He gets hold of the ball, puts it high, allows his chasers to catch the ball.
That's two errors now. That's Richie Myler's error and Ian Thornley's error. If you're Wakefield, the message you'd be getting out to your players here is put pressure on the home side. Let the pressure in the stands, the side that haven't won in their last 4 games, let that drip onto the field and affect the Catalan Dragons players. How do you do that? You start getting through your sets if you're Wakefield. Your message now will be, boys, get to the kick. At the very least, in this set, get to the kick. Let's see what they come up with.
Catalan error gives Wakefield possession 30 metres out. Kermond is quickly closed down. Louis Anderson very quickly up to make the tackle. Kyle Wood. Here is Tinero Arona. Wood. Finn. Fifita once again seen plenty of the ball early on. They want that. They want the ball in his hands. Looking for a penalty. Gets the penalty.
Gets it. He gets it. It's just a big bloke to handle. And I think the combination between Fifita, Allgood, Arona's a very underestimated player. He's not very tall in stature, very similar to Sam Moore, but finds his front. And you really do have to muscle up on Fifita. He leaves one behind, and Remy Casket illegally tries to slow him down because he loses collision and contact. Knows what he's doing, Fifita.
There's a wry grin on his bearded face as that decision went his way.
Well, he's milked him.
You think? You tell me Casket's hard done by.
Well, just tell me what David Fifita's doing at the very end of this play.
You're right.
He's milked him.
You're right. He knows what he's doing. He knows that Remy Castet has no option to get back in. Otherwise, there's a quick play of the ball. But David Fifita, solid performer, sets a good platform for his side.
Sam Williams then, once a Catalan player, gets the first points of this game with a straightforward penalty. For Wakefield to zip up at the Stade Gilbert Brutus in sunny Perpignan.
He'll be happy with that, 2 points. Not too much time being used so far within this game. Like I say, I think it's been a bit of a scrappy start. But when you're away from home, you take whatever's available to you, whether it's 2 points, a try, or field position.
Catalan causing a bit of stir in Perpignan and in the southwest of France this morning with the news that because of Brexit, they are going to establish a base in the UK. It's going to make life a lot simpler, so they're going to abandon Perpignan. They're going to become British-based. They do have April Fool's Day in France.
What's foolish about that, being from a foreign country and establishing a training base in England?
They call it Poisson d'Avril, Fish of April. That's much more exciting than April Fool's Day, isn't it? That's a Fish of April for the Catalan Dragons, which apparently did get 1 or 2 people a bit agitated.
Where would you put it, Brian?
Brighouse.
Here come Wakefield. Well, where are they going to be based in 2018? That's a good question, and one that the club has got to resolve as Finn hoists that kick. It's a good one. Bosk claims it and is then claimed by Matty Ashurst on the follow-up for Wakefield. Thornley looking to atone for that error a few moments ago when he dropped the ball. He claimed he didn't, but it had been stolen. Fouad Yaha.
It's a big game for Fouad Yaha. He suffered that knee injury. Hasn't quite found the form he had, certainly last year anyway, but devastating runner when he's returning the ball and always finishes a try very well.
Sam Moa now. Moa offloads to Garcia. Walsh alive, gets the pass away. Well, it's picked up by Thornley, but Catalan looking a bit twitchy as well. They might. This confidence draining run of form they've been in, under pressure at home where they're expected to perform, as Walsh hoists that kick. But Grix is there.
It was a high kick, but I'm not sure about how organised it was. The chasers were all in front. And Luke Walsh just simply catches it and hoofs it as high as he can.
Second. Move, Luke. Hold.
Need to be a bit more purposeful, the Dragons, you feel.
Well, Wakefield have been purposeful in the last few weeks.
Three.
Certainly this man has. Tom Johnston, one of the hottest properties in the game. We were talking about George Williams last night and his value and the interest in him. I should imagine Tom Johnston is on people's radar as well, the young player of the year.
He's a phenomenal rugby league player. He's a phenomenal athlete, Tom Johnston. Very interested in some of his thoughts. That's a kick, 7 tackles. Another poor option on the last tackle from Trinity.
So Bosk restarts.
He's held. Move.
Catalan yet to click really this year, although there were signs in that defeat at Castleford last weekend that maybe their attack is getting into gear.
They started well. They started big. I mentioned the boss, your man, Julian Bousquet, started in the second row, Bill. Certainly given a good platform, but they did tire, and I think that's why the adjustments have been made to the starting lineup this week.
Here's Vincent Dupont. Getting a chance in the side because of the absence of Braden Williame. Dupont making back-to-back appearances for the first time this season. Sam Moa. That's what he does really well. Lands on his front, plays the ball before the markers are set. There's a late retreater, and it gives his ball handlers half a chance. Justin Horrow was looking to connect with somebody there. It's the last tackle coming up, and Walsh, little chip kick over the top. Louis Anderson went for it, but Sam Williams was there to claim it for Wakefield.
Well, he's kicking to the right part of the field, just not enough loft in the kick. He's trying to get a ball landing on top of Sam Williams' head and getting the much bigger Louis Anderson jumping over the top of him.
Help, move!
Right area, wrong kick.
Joe Arundel. Latest score from Lee Sports Village, and Widnes, who've had their troubles this season, really been struggling. 24-12 they lead against the Centurions. That'll be some result, because bigger names have come unstuck against Centurions this season already. Here come Wakefield. Now here is Tom Johnston. Gets the ball back in field, and Chris Naninu, well, he had to put himself in there to deny Wakefield a try.
Terrific defence. He knows that if Bill Tupu collects this ball, there's an advantage there for his team. But great commitment. An offload back inside from Tom Johnson, who we've talked about a few times.
Let me keep working on
he can certainly finish a try. He was given no space and no room. And a nice alert defensive display.
Good start though from Wakefield here. They lead by 2 points to 0. They've got a pretty good record against Catalan, especially in France. And of course, who can forget their magic weekend win when they snatched it against the Dragons. 25-24 in Newcastle last year was one of, well, probably the most dramatic game of the weekend. Was Jacob Miller booming from halfway line with the drop goal.
Sensational game, wonderful entertainment. We haven't seen evidence of that so far, but the game is young.
Paul Ayton scoops the ball up, quick hands, and Dupont showed good hands there to claim it, because that pass from Bosk went behind him. Slotty play the ball, could have been penalised there, Wakefield. Here is Casti now. Just about on halfway. And that's a knock on, and Casti furious with that decision again.
He's claiming that it's caught a leg of a Wakefield defender.
Fafita's white boot.
Wakefield head,
Try to get to the bottom of that in the week.
There is a tale about a former England rugby union international in the days pre-professionalism who did a deal with 2 separate sportswear companies and wore one boot on each side.
About the tents. Make sure we get back. Okay.
That's David Fafita's plan. He's to thank his agent.
Hang on.
Hold the line. Time on.
Head and feed to Wakefield.
Come on. Move!
And here's Bill Tupu now. And it's another penalty, and Catalan not getting on particularly well with officialdom so far in this game, and Horrow the man penalised.
Next line, lads.
2 pieces and passages of play. The first one, Remy Casti doesn't play the ball properly. and then the Catalan defenders don't clear the run.
No.
And Fafita and the Trinity side are going to attack here.
Go.
This is a great opportunity for Wakefield now. Griggs keeps the ball alive. Ben Jones-Bishop looking for the corner and bounces his way through. And Wakefield get the first try of the game. And Catalan pay the price for their indiscipline. Ben Jones-Bishop, his 4th try of the season, took a knock in the process.
A good finish from Ben Jones-Bishop. Simple, slick hands. Scott Griggs lofts the ball, lobs it over the top of the defenders, and Ben Jones-Bishop needs to protect the ball, puts his back towards the onrushing defenders. Arona delivers a pass. Griggs throws it over the top, finds the space. Ben Jones-Bishop collects a bit of a bash for his troubles, but 4, possibly 6 points to the Trinity side.
Good finish from Ben Jones-Bishop. He got his 100th career try in the win against Lee last week.
This is the response to the defence. Oh, yeah.
And he's backed that up with this first try in Perpignan. And Catalan looking a little bit rattled.
Bill, they will be. The run they're on now, with what the expectation levels they have, the pressure will just ramp up. Wakefield need to play a relatively conservative game and see how they go. Let that pressure take its toll. Williams misses.
Sam Williams from wide out. It's interesting, Liam Finn, who's got 900+ career goals, but it's Sam Williams doing the goal kicking.
Ben Jones-Bishop, great finish, and you say, Barry, he knew he was going to probably have to wear a bruise coming inside, stepping in off his right, make a bit of contact, but just protect the ball, and it was all going to be in his favour. It's a great start for Wakefield. We'll see what the response of the Catalan side are.
So the Williams penalty and then that try, well, that's the response. It's out on the full.
Okay.
They really are jittery, this Catalan side.
That's an awful mistake to make from the kickoff. There's no excuse for the home team to be kicking the ball out on the full. Inu kicking the ball off, puts too much beef, too much weight behind it. And 50, 60 metres, easy metres for the Trinity side.
Fast move, Sam!
Fafita then.
Back in Justin, hold, go.
Really has been involved early on.
2, move, Remy!
And Wakefield
Get square,
Trinity
Remy!
with their tails up, scenting another chance
3, move,
to
Sam!
add to their tally of victories so far this season. Lost the opening 2, but since then, apart from that abject performance against Leeds a couple of weeks ago,
move, Richie!
they have turned things around. Kerman plays the ball. Ben Jones-Bishop is Arona now. That's the 5th tackle. Kyle Wood looking out wide for Ben Jones-Bishop again as he squeezed in the corner there for another Wakefield try. Gareth Ewer not certain, his fellow officials not sure. And first call for the video ref James Child. Did Ben Jones-Bishop get that one down? Gareth Ewer belatedly indicating he thinks there's a try there.
Oh, it's looking good. It's looking good. Oh, well done, Ben Jones-Bishop, and well done, Joe Arundel. An acrobatic, a spectacular finish for Ben Jones-Bishop, but you'll have to applaud the contribution of Joe Arundel.
Well, the decision quickly made by video ref James Child, and Ben Jones-Bishop gets his 2nd try of the game already, and Wakefield are running hot.
Well, they go left to right, and Joe Arundel has got to jump, catch the pass, steady himself, and then release Ben Jones-Bishop. He does it brilliantly, in my opinion. We'll see it. It's Sam Williams who loops one over. Joe Arundel has steadied himself, calculates what Fuad Yahad is going to do. Once he sees him shoot in, he knows, tip it on to Ben Jones-Bishop and let my wingman finish. Finish he did.
Catalan in disarray, and Wakefield taking full advantage. Sam Williams will be hoping that Ben Jones-Bishop can just nudge it in a yard or two next time, because he's presented him with another tricky conversion attempt.
You don't want much, do you? He's finished right-handed spectacularly in the corner just before he touched the tire, and you want him to bring it in a little.
I think that would be only reasonable. He could have just stepped inside. Williams, it's on its way. It was very close. Shake of the head from the man who made 12 appearances in the Catalan colours.
Well, that's a sensational start. Ben Jones-Bishop, wingers these days called into play. During the last try that he scored, he took a bang in the ribs. He's already got something to stem the bleeding on his nose, and he's asked to do it again. He's got a metre to work in, and he completes his objective. 10-0 to the Trinity.
So Catalan have really got to get to grips with this game. Widnes just extending their advantage by what could be a crucial 1 point. 25-18. Lee trying to battle back. Great game going on there. Warrington and Hull have already drawn 22 points apiece. Nobody could land a drop goal in that game, despite 1 or 2 attempts. Scruffy play the ball from Wakefield. It's with Mitch Allgood just inside his own 30, and the kick is deep and into the arms of Bosk, and Bosk gives it to Fouad Yaha.
A good set from Wakefield after points. Low risk players got to the kick, and they're looking to apply some pressure through the defence now,
which they do on Vincent Dupont. Bousquet is off the bench and into action, and here he is now. Julian Bousquet, Paul Ayton, Walsh, Catalan hoping that their attack will click this time. Fouad Yaha, but he's cut down by the man of the match so far, Ben Jones-Bishop. 2 tries to his name as Myler kicks cross-field. Inu tries to bat the ball down, but it's knocked on. Thornley couldn't get a hold of that.
Good defence from Wakefield. There was a shift on their left edge, that the defensive right edge of Wakefield. There was a kick to the opposite side, and they look in a commanding position in this game. Full of energy, there's no panic, no stress. Compared to the Dragons side, who look very apprehensive, very nervous.
10-0 Wakefield lead. 4 meetings between these two sides last season ended 2 wins apiece. And 30 points to 28 it was on this ground in favour of Wakefield. A real humdinger of a game that was.
Good play, good offload, good reaction. 10 more metres gained.
And cantering up the middle comes Craig Hubie. It opened up for Hubie. The pass for Griggs looked marginal. Referee was right alongside though. And Asher screaming for a quick play the ball. They're screaming for the ball out wide. Johnston, we bigged him up. The line was at his mercy, and another try goes begging for Wakefield.
Well, he's trying to catch the ball. In his mind, he's thinking about the on-rushing defender. Great work from Craig Hubie, who's come off the bench. And it's a wonderful tip-on from Bill Tupu. But Tom Johnson simply has to catch that ball first. It's very obvious to say it. Looked like a knock taken by Bill Tupu while he's trying to deal with the ball, tip it over his head to his winger. But lovely work from Craig Hubie. Offloads the ball, gets involved, makes the break, gives the pass to his fullback Scott Griggs. That's what you want from your bench players.
They did well with Hubie's short ball to Griggs off his shoulder. Did well not to knock it on. He put a little bit of pace on it, and Griggs was coming up very hard and very tight to Craig Hubie. We'll see it now. Hubie.
Wait, Luke.
It's okay, but it's first off Griggs' chest, and I think Tom Johnson's thinking about putting it down, Barry, before he's caught the ball.
Didn't he do well, Craig Hubie, to slow down and let Scott Griggs overtake him? He wasn't tired one little bit.
Can he move?
That's a let-off for the Catalan Dragons. That's surely a penalty.
Yeah, it is. Interference at the play of the ball.
Well, nothing coming. Catalan's way at the moment. Oh, they do like a grievance to the Catalan Dragons.
Move me! movement! Come on, back. Hold,
Might
Craig.
have cause
wait,
for one.
Wait!
The way this is going. Bosque. Here is Benjamin Garcia,
Danny, come on,
preferred
hold
it
this.
to loose
Wait.
forward to Jason Baitieri by coach Laurent Fresneau for this one. Myler. Busquet. Krishnan Inu bats the first defender away. Puts a little chip kick over the top. Myler will chase it, and back comes Griggs. Denied a try at the other end and denying Catalan a try there, and Ben Jones-Bishop continues the good work.
What a good buy Scott Griggs has been. It's a break from Inu, a speculative kick back inside, but who's on hand to save the day? Scott Griggs, and they're straight on the attack through the back three. Ben Jones-Bishop, Tom Johnson, Scott Griggs. Good work, Wakefield.
Ready, 10 metres, wait.
That was really the first time Catalan had solidly threatened that Wakefield line, and Wakefield got men back there in numbers. Ashurst plays the ball. Kyle Wood and Liam Finn combining, and the ball shipped onwards. Real pace about this game early on in the sunshine in Perpignan. Raining earlier on in the day, but it's brightened up, and that's a sensible little grubber kick at the end of that set of 6. Joe Arundel. And Wakefield will be satisfied with that. Turned it around there. They're under pressure on their own line, and they've got Catalan at the other end of the field.
Here's the break from Inu. Tom Johnson goes up top, gets batted off. The kick goes inside. A couple of play the balls, scrappy play the balls. Both sides lucky not to be penalised.
Scott.
And Wakefield choosing to slow the pace of the game down. The energy battle is crucial in the modern game. If you get tired at the wrong time, not only physically, but if you get mentally and emotionally tired, you make rash decisions, wrong decisions, and it will cost you points.
Well, here's Fuad Yaha, back for the last 2 games after suffering a knee injury, so maybe he's got a bit of work to do to get his match fitness back.
He's not the player we watched last year who was devastating with the ball. Here he is, taking a carry. And I'm sure once he gets rid of all evidence of that injury, we'll see the best of him. Could be a little later on in the summer.
Yeah, got 10 tries in 17 appearances last year, Fuad Yaha. Baitieri on Benjamin Garcia makes way. Busquet plays the ball. Ayton, Luke Walsh nonchalantly hoists that kick. Johnston climbs to claim.
Now that's a much better set from the Catalan Dragons. We're having evidence now, we're just over a quarter into the game, of a little bit more coordination in their attack. The Krishnan Inu break that came just previous to this set, well, I think that was a bit made up on the spot by the Catalan Dragons, and not in a flair sense, just looking like they hadn't got the coordination you'd expect from Walsh and from Myler and from Ayton. That last set seemed to have remedied that.
Hubie cut down.
Good tackle, Paul Ayton. That's Paul Ayton's strength. Hits beneath the ball and drives players back.
Kermond, Wakefield captain Louis Anderson involved in the tackle, and the kick deep, and Thornley is back to gather it for Catalan, and they'll have to come a long way now.
It was a good kick under pressure. Liam Finn again. I'm sure during his career he's had that said about him 10,000 times. Under pressure, gets a good kick away, and Thornley and the Dragons looking to buy some territory.
They're in possession with Thomas Bosque, continuing that full-back role.
That's better from Yaha.
It's a strong player for Yaha. Walsh. Casti, ever willing, the Catalan captain. Ayton, Walsh. Inu, despite being raised up, gets the pass away. Myler, Louis Anderson, Duport onto Fuad Yaha. Good tackle by Ben Jones-Bishop. Myler, Walsh now, little step from Walsh, changing direction. Here is Myler. Myler shaping to kick, gets the pass away. Kick ahead by Louis Anderson. Can he get there before he runs out of room? No.
I think Fuad Yaha, when he makes and just bends the line a little bit, a quick play of the ball might have given half a second to the half-backs. That's play on at that point. Louis Anderson A lot of endeavour in that play. He won't give up no matter what the scoreboard says, but a scrappy end to the set.
Catalan, though, they'll be encouraged by that. What a finish they've had. It's not over yet. 24-25. It is at Lee's Sports Village. Still about 10 minutes or so to go, in actual fact, in that game. 15 minutes. So could be in for more drama there.
They've done so well, Widnes, to even be in that game. I'm certainly one of the people that thought they would struggle against the Centurions at home, but well done so far.
What about another draw?
Well, many doubted their prospects in the south of France. 14-0 down, as you say, built in a pitch resembling a quagmire. And they stuck at their task. We've got brighter conditions, drier conditions today. You would hope we would see the teams throw the ball around a little in this game. But at the moment, it's Wakefield just turning the screw, and there's probably no complaints from Chris Chester about that.
And on the attack again, and Johnston, oh, that one was tantalisingly ahead of him. He just stretched for it, couldn't get a hold of it. He's furious, but I don't think he needs to blame himself for that one.
No, it was a pass in front of the player, but the damage was done by Craig Hubie right at the beginning of that play. Took it right to the teeth of the defence, and right up until that second and that last pass, it looked a quality play.
Let's respond to the 10, Chris.
Tom Johnston.
You're looking at me, Bill. You're looking at me, and you're thinking the ball was...
As a fellow winger.
I went through that bad a patch on the left wing once, and Dennis Betts was my coach at Wigan. He moved me onto the right wing to see if it had any luck. Tom Johnston, one of the more exciting finishers in the competition. He's dropped 2 balls that a player of his quality should have finished in this game. There's 2 tries, at least 8 points that Wakefield have left behind now because Tom Johnston hasn't been able to catch balls that he's more than capable of doing.
Still 10-0 then. Wakefield lead at Gilbert Brutus. As Baitieri struggles to get to his feet to play that ball. And here's Mikel Simon, once a Wakefield player. We'll be paying special attention to Mika. Made 49 appearances in the Wildcat days.
Da Costa on as well, having a look. That's a good early surge from the replacement hooker. Marker's not square. He recognises that, Da Costa. Good platform set by Mikel Simon. He always played just that little bit better, and you always put a bit more oomph and effort into a team that you've played for. Here he is again.
With some oomph that time, running it at Matty Ashurst, who is equal to the challenge. Now then, can Catalan conjure something up here? No, the ball is intercepted by Johnston. He's got his hands on that one, and they won't catch the Wakefield flyer. And after 2 chances that went begging, Tom Johnston does finish that one off. Well, what about that? He can't catch a pass from his own team, but he can from the opposition.
And not easy as well. He's had to juggle this around the body. We see the boss pass. It's gone down around his legs, round the back, almost loses it. And when he eventually reels it in, well, Wakefield Trinity fans watching this in England, they will be delighted to see him in full flight. Tom Johnston, what a sight. If you're a Wakefield Trinity fan, you want the ball in that man's hands.
I was just about to applaud how Catalan had set this play up. It looked lovely. The pass to free up Thomas Bosch was beautiful. And it's a great finish from the young winger.
4th try of the season. And, well, that had to happen. And he gets the plaudits of his teammates. And he can smile now. He was furious with himself just a few minutes ago. And now he's got a big grin.
You could have forgiven him for dropping that one, couldn't you? That was a difficult one to reel in, but my goodness, if it had gone on the ground, that's 3 he'll look at and think, oh, gee, one of them days.
It didn't, though, and Wakefield extend their lead, and Sam Williams bang in front of the posts, adds 2 more points, and nothing is going right for their hosts, the Catalan Dragons. It's all going right for Wakefield.
They deserve this lead, but earning it through the defence was, as I said, Justin Horro, a lovely, balanced, weighted pass into the path of the fullback. But Tom Johnston, we've talked about hot properties. George Williams, we watched last night. Ashton Golding had another game in the colours of Leeds Rhinos, but you can certainly put Tom Johnson's name up amongst the most promising players in the game.
A great read. He had to put himself in a great position defensively to intercept that ball. He did that and finished it.
16-0 Wakefield lead. Keegan Hurst is on, and immediately the focus of attention from the Catalan defenders. Looking to make his mark, Keegan Hurst has waited a long time for his chance in Super League. Widnes, crucial try for them by the look of things, and Craven has claimed a hat-trick for the Vikings, and that third try of his could seal that victory for Widnes, but the way that game has seesawed, you wouldn't bet on it. 31-24 they lead, though.
Craven and Gilmore in the half-back, in the halves today for Widnes. I think the Widnes fans bemoaned the fact that Kevin Brown had gone to Warrington. Well, Kevin Brown has played for Warrington in that draw at the Halliwell Jones this afternoon, and those half-backs, young half-backs, they've managed to give a good account of themselves and give the team half a chance.
2 hat-tricks today then. Matty Russell, a hat-trick for Warrington in that comeback against Hull FC, 22 points apiece, that finished. And now a Danny Craven hat-trick as Widnes, who've had their problems this season, just like Warrington, but look to be heading for victory at Lee.
With all those tries online as well, Bill, and Matty Russell's tries are worth a look at. There's a great one from Jamie Shaw and Jay Connor, but Matty Russell finished in the tightest of spaces, a bit like the Ben Jones-Bishop finish we've seen in this game. Helps Warrington Wolves, perilous position.
Simon, as Catalan try and put something together here. Nothing has gone right for them so far. There's an air of anxiety about them now. They're under pressure. They're in front of their own fans who expect them to perform at the Gilbert Brutus. It is a fortress, and yet other sides are showing them up. Can Catalan come up with something here? Quick hands finds Fouad Yaha. The direct approach from the young winger, but he's held up.
Good defence again from Wakefield. Ben Jones-Bishop, it was a good shift, but not at any point did they look under stress. Scott Griggs again, Arundel. Have that and they deal with it.
So Catalan will continue. Walsh hoists the kick across field, but comfortably dealt with by Tom Johnston. Referee calls held. Nanu close to conceding a penalty there. Bill Tupu, as Catalan look to pin Wakefield down, look to force an error. Hurst drives the ball in, but a posse of Catalan players there to meet him. Da Costa among them. Here's Ben Jones-Bishop.
Nice work from the winger as well. Kyle Wood doing some good stuff from acting half, just deceiving the defenders as much as he can. And good meters earned on that set of 6.
Good tackle. Bill Tupu just getting to his feet. Still looks to be just carrying a bit of a knock there. We saw him pick up a knock earlier on in an earlier Wakefield attack.
Well, there was a grimace from Fouad Yaha when he caught that ball. I don't know whether he's struggling with an injury, he's tired, or and just didn't fancy the carry.
Here's Thornley now. Joined Catalan from Hull Kingston Rovers after a bit of negotiation. Jason Baitieri turning, trying to offload, but gets wrapped up by Danny Kermond. Myler goes for a 40-20 and gets it.
Got it.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And he's going for the quick tap as well.
Now then, will he get the quick tap? This is where this advantage ceases to be an advantage. No, the quick tap is with Luke Walsh. Walsh, well tracked. Matty Ashurst on his case. Can Wakefield survive that?
Well, they're looking disarray, the Dragons.
Very ponderous and indecisive there. Da Costa took the ball and wasn't sure where he was going with that one. Here is Chris Naninu, who's lost the ball and almost into the hands of Tom Johnston again.
I tell you what, Richie Myler needs to look around at his teammates and say, what more? What more do you want? 40-20, brilliant quick tap, possession, position on the field, time on the clock, and they've blown that chance.
Here is Grix now. Scott Grix, he's played in France as well, had a spell with Limoux. And here's Johnston.
Julian, move!
Da Costa with the tackle. Well, anything that Catalan can do, maybe Wakefield can do as well. Not quite.
Looks a little bit short. Certainly. Wakefield been terrific in this first half. Every time that they've been tested by the Dragons, they've more than met their opposition. But I agree with you, Brian. If that 40-20 and that quick tap is in our game, players and teams need to be better at it.
You're looking at this thinking the Catalan Dragons, the clock is still in their favour to do something in this first half. To go in at half-time with something on the scoreboard. This is the slowest scrum I've seen packed in ages.
Well, Catalan, if you include last season, really are struggling. They lost 11 of their last 13 in League and Cup at the end of last season, and now they're struggling again this season.
Well, there wasn't room on the bandwagon after they beat Hull at the KCOM Stadium, backing up their first-round win over the Warrington Wolves. I wasn't wholly convinced. I think 14-0 up against Widnes and blowing that and ending up with a draw gave us a truer glimpse of the Catalan Dragons.
Well, here's Garcia now. Benjamin Garcia going for the post. Griggs comes back but cannot deny, surely. Benjamin Garcia the try. Referee Gareth Ewer not convinced, and it'll take a video ref decision. Gareth Ewer saying he is minded to award the try, but he wants James Child, his video ref, just to confirm that.
Well, Bill, Benjamin Garcia, who can play in the forwards or the backs, he backs himself, he certainly gets over the line. Griggs does his level best to deny the second row loose forward the try. And he's got the ball down. Does he have control over it? My first instinct was it was a try, Brian.
Well, it did, but you've got to look at the involvement of Scott Griggs. It's a hit and a roll first and foremost. It'll be the second effort, all in the one motion, not suggesting a double movement, but it's whether or not it goes down. The ball does pop out. This might give us a better look.
Does he have control of it?
Looks like he has there.
It looks there, yeah.
James Child, though, is the man who's got to confirm this. The referee's inclination is that it's a try, and it's confirmed. And Catalan finally find a way through the Wakefield defence.
There's the finish again. Good finish, but great commitment from Scott Griggs. And sometimes rugby league is just simply running harder than your opposition, showing a little bit more commitment and giving it your absolute best. And judging from what you said about the scrum and the lack of urgency, you probably have a feeling that they're not giving everything they've got.
No, I certainly don't think they have, Barry, up to this point, or even in this first half as a whole. However, having said that, Walsh will knock this over. 16-6 Bill at half-time. As a side and as a coach, you've got something to work on for the second 40 minutes.
We certainly would think that Luke Walsh will kick this, as he does. His kicks at 24 from 26 now with that conversion.
Well, Da Costa pops out at dummy half. Benjamin Garcia, small in stature, but absolutely huge on that play in terms of commitment. And the confidence he shows to back himself. Gets over the line.
Time off.
Benjamin Garcia getting his first try of the season. He'll be celebrating his 24th birthday next week, an early birthday present for him. The Dragons on the board, 6 points to 16, the scoreline in Perpignan. And that'll cheer them up and just give Wakefield something to think about. A minute or so to go in this first 40. And the ball with Jason Baitieri.
Well, that's Mikel Simon. And Over's line, he's always looking for an offload, but I don't think his team wanted the offload. They wanted to get to the kick, get some field position and make Wakefield come away from their own line as they do through Scott Griggs.
And almost another 40-20. Luke Walsh went for it there, just didn't have the legs, unlike Myler's earlier effort. And Wakefield will just try and keep things under control for the remainder of this first half, deny Catalan any momentum. Ben Jones-Bishop, who's had a great concern that Catalan have found a way back and found a hole through the Wakefield defence. The first time really that Wakefield's defence have been found wanting there.
As I say, Bill, it gives them plenty to work with in this second 40 minutes. If no further scores in this half, and 10 points is nothing that they can't claw back. But Wakefield, certainly the better performers. Oh, yeah.
Well, Bosk doing his best to give everybody in the crowd a heart attack.
Thomas Bosk just clinging on to that at the end of the first half. And the players leaving the field, and Wakefield enjoying the better of that first 40 minutes. 16 points to 6 they lead, with some great finishing, notably from Ben Jones-Bishop. And that try from Benjamin Garcia, giving Catalan hope in the second half and giving us hope that we're in for a storming second 40 minutes. Join us after the break.